Good morning, everyone. Over the last few weeks, we've been on an enlightening journey, diving deep into topics critical to the success of growth for small credit unions. It's been a fantastic learning experience, and we're delighted to invite you to the grand finale of our 5-part credit union series with guest speakers today from Vero Solutions, MemberClose, and Tito's 5G. Take it away, Dean.
All right. So our first presenters today are going to be Bryce Jackson and Dave Olson, and they are going to present on the new real estate landscaping and how they can help credit unions compete in a competitive purchase market, covering mortgage solutions, bundled settlement solutions, and helping members help themselves. Bryce Jackson, Chief Operating Officer for MemberClose, has been helping credit unions save on the time it takes in money it costs to process mortgage loans since 2016. For more than 20 years, Bryce has been working to help credit unions grow their members to improve their financial lives. Bryce's main objective is to educate credit union partners to implement efficient real estate lending solutions. Presenting with him is Dave Olson, Senior Business Development Officer with Pivot Lending. And Dave has been working in the mortgage industry for close to 30 years. During this time, Dave has owned 2 mortgage banking companies, created a mortgage division for a large credit union in Nebraska, and as Chief Business Development Officer, Dave has helped Pivot Lending Group grow from a regional mortgage banking company to a national lender offering retail, wholesale, correspondent, subservicing lending. In addition to our team helped transform MemberClose and a consumer equity lending platform into a nation's first online financial superstore. It's my pleasure to introduce Bryce and Dave. Take it away.
Good morning, everybody. Bryce Jackson, Cooperative Credit Union Association in MemberClose. Appreciate the time this morning, along with my colleague Dave Olson. I see a bunch of familiar names on the call, so appreciate you attending as well as your understanding of MemberClose. Today, I want to take you through the capabilities that the MemberClose platform has had historically and where we are today, and how we can assist you now and moving forward as we go. We know that challenging rate environments present, an opportunity as well as they present a challenge. So both of those are important. But we look at being able to identify opportunities and add arrows to your quiver that can allow you to grow and diversify within the market. The objective today is to go over the platform, and no better way to do that than to jump right into the MemberClose platform, and we'll kind of steer you through the capabilities of the platform as well as the opportunities that we have. So I will share my screen.
Should be right at the bottom, Bryce.
Got it. Does everybody see it now?
Got it. Yeah.
Awesome. So this PowerPoint in PDF will be available after the call. But just wanted to take you kind of through the high level 30,000 foot view of MemberClose. Most importantly, to identify in 2021, MemberClose went from a bundled settlement services solution to a full service financial real estate solution that allows you not only to process home equity loans, both fixed and HELOC, in one cloud-based solution, but we also have the ability to order and provide conventional loans, government loans, participation loans. We have servicing and subservicing, as well as access to private student loan lending, commercial lending, and ITIN lending. That's a mouthful. That's a lot of solutions that we are able to provide, but I look at it's being a full service solution that can allow your credit unions to diversify. Within those capabilities, you have the home settlement services. Those on the call that utilize the platform, that you can order everything from a credit pull to closing docs to support your home equity settlement solution. We also have second document processing that can assist those small institutions that may not have the capacity currently or need to ramp up, that we can assist and ride the rails with you along that home equity opportunity. The platform also has the ability to offer first mortgage solutions, and wanted to share those, and will share those with you moving forward. So these pages and what we offer are all inclusive of what you would need to process a home equity as well as a first mortgage solution through our platform. The history in 2021, as stated, was we combined with our partner Pivot Lending Group through a marketing agreement that Dave and I had historically, and then decided to build our new platform and embark on a new adventure together to grow the capabilities within the credit union market moving forward. So with that, and I will jump into the platform. Often you'll see that the MemberClose team is inclusive of a number of people that work hard every day to provide the solutions to our platform. Myself, Dave Olson, and then Lisa Costello, the Director of Client Services, assist daily.
Bryce?
Yes.
I think you have your, I don't know, something sticking up that says add text and refresh. Is anybody else seeing that? Like there's another.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
there we go.
Okay,
Back.
very good. Thank you.
Excellent. You're welcome. So let's jump into the platform. The MemberClose platform is a cloud-based single point of contact platform. Credit unions utilize it in many different ways, and there is no one specific way that you need to utilize it. Everybody's a little bit different. Everybody utilizes it in that manner. Take note to these important things. There are no monthly fees. There are no annual fees. It is plug and play and use as you move forward. So whether you order one loan a month, one loan a quarter, one loan a year, it is going to be the same access, the same setup, and the same cost. You point and click, utilize the solution, and you will be invoiced at the end of the beginning of the month, and then you will pay that. When you drop into the MemberClose platform, this is what you see. This is the dashboard. So you can see it is highlighted here on our right-hand side, and you have the dashboard. You can see going left to right. Historically, we had fulfillment services. And if you utilize the platform, if you don't, those are your bundled equity settlement solutions. So those include property valuation, which may be an AVM, could be a hybrid valuation, could be a full appraisal, flood certificate, lien title and tax solutions. You have the ability to order a credit report. You have the ability to order initial and closing disclosures, as well as have assistance from our closing and recording partner if need be. What we have built since 2021 and is growing across the top here is first mortgage origination, second mortgage processing, subservicing, loan participations, our second look program, and also our additional solutions as identified: credit restoration, student loan lending, and we have the ability to help with Pivot Lending Group and Real Estate Group to assist in finding homes and connecting agents with borrowers. How does the platform work, you may ask? This is where you would drive in and say, we want to create a new member file. You see that you have active files, you have completed files, and you have archived files. When you get to a point where you are moving forward with a home equity loan, you have the ability to log in and you'll create that new member file. If you click the plus button, or you click on fulfillment services and go to property valuation, it takes you to a drop down. There are a number of opportunities. Those that utilize the platform, those opportunities are narrowed down at time of onboarding. So it simplifies the solutions that you have to make it easy for you to plug and play. In this example, I will order one of our AVM cascades. You see a property value and condition report, gives you a short description of the AVM cascade process. It gives you the inputs for your borrower, the property details, and allows you to verify that address through USPS. And then you'll see that you submit your order. When you submit your order, it then creates this MemberClose file that shows right here under the active files. So you've got your MemberClose file, a loan, you've got your borrower information, so it would be their name, address, and then your assigned user. The benefit and ease of the platform shows your statuses. So yellow are statuses in process, blue are pending, orange are awaiting documents. So there are reports that may take specific days to come back, and that will identify those that are awaiting documents. Green is good and means orders are completed. And then red is an order that may have errored out. If you click on the eye right here, it's going to drop down and you're going to see those specific orders within the file. So in this case, for sake of showing and demonstrating, is we have the ability to show each type of loan. So a collateral point was disputed. You'd look at maybe there were pictures that wanted to be updated. They have some comps that they would like to be considered, and the credit union submits those, and then they are reviewed by the vendor. Every order that's completed goes into the platform and comes out in a PDF file, so you can download that and then either upload it into your paper file or whether you want to retain it for your records. Last but not least is you're going left to right, you have the ability to view statuses. You've got a duplicate member file. So if you have an existing borrower that has lent with you previous, you can check and put them in the search file. If there is a record of them, you can duplicate that member file, update the information, and reduce the amount of clicks that you need to put into the system. The plus sign is creating a new order. So you can do that in two ways, by clicking the plus sign here, or you can click new order here. And that will take you to your drop-down fulfillment services. Last but not least is you've got your update member file. That's where any information you'd want to update that will carry over. So the loan amount changes, your loan type changes, your term changes. If you need to add an additional borrower, you have that capability with the Edit Pencil feature. Lastly, you can update and download all your documents into the platform. That's the settlement services side. I will log into, and Dave, if you wouldn't mind discussing the first mortgage origination and conventional mortgage solutions that we have to offer through the platform.
Yep, you bet. Thanks everybody for attending today, and Bryce for that great presentation. There's a lot, it's like a fire hose. There's a lot going on there. As Bryce is pulling this up, one of the strengths that we've had in reasons for investing into MemberClose is for our space with smaller credit unions across the country, having the ability to help originate loans of all types, government, conventional. We do participation. We have even added in commercial now, and do the heavy lifting through this TPO platform, as well as allow the credit union through Section 8 RESPA to earn non-interest fee income. We've been the back room for probably 23 years for several credit unions. And we have made an initiative this coming year, 2024, to double down on that support, as well as anyone looking to send loans off to Federal Home Loan Bank. We can help with that. But yeah, it's this is unique, the software, because we do allow you access to see what we're doing and expose the file with all of the milestones, so that you never feel like you're just handing the file off to a loan officer. And we have plenty of great competitors that are out there, but that was one of the hurdles we had to overcome over the years, was that the transparency to the member themselves. And now any given loan officer that signed up through our program can literally, just like what Bryce is doing, crack right into the file, see the different milestone key dates on the right, and find out where we're at. In addition to being able to pick up the phone or call us, we have recently added pricing so that you can run interest rates. And we have a company that we partnered with called Lodestar that allows you to do closing cost worksheets. So yeah, it's great. And I'll let Bryce kind of jump back in and show some of those pieces.
Yeah, I think it's important in looking at the opportunity is that, there's a number of avenues, not only conventional, that we can provide access to, so that when a member comes in, or you want to partner, is the capability is there to do that. If you have experience with mortgage lending, if you refer it out, if there are certain avenues that you know of or you don't, we can plug and play and ride the rails and provide an opportunity to identify and look at VA, USDA, FHA. We have the capability of manually underwriting down into the 500s. And that is a capacity that is, I look at an opportunity to look at, compensating factors may exist. You're not underwriting a loan that wouldn't otherwise be approved, but we are manually looking at every loan to make sure that there is, everything that can be, anything and anything that can be done. So experience is great. And also, if you want to refer it out, that is also capable. But this tool inside the MemberClose platform, just like David said, allows you to look at loans that are submitted, look at loans that are clear to close, look at loans that are closed and funded. So it allows you to keep connected with your members, as well as provide an opportunity within the platform. So
we've also added to the process monthly pipeline calls with the organizations. So with the credit unions and the stakeholders within the credit unions, we call them 5-15 huddles. We take 15 minutes to go over 5 topics, typically product, processes, the environment, marketing, and then SLAs, because those are all important for us. And we have an entire marketing team set up to help launch the programs, whether you're whatever scale you're on, whether we're doing the heavy lifting, or we also offer wholesale lending. So if you want to run with it and earn all the premium, is something to ride the rails with your current assembly line, we can also handle that piece for you.
So Bryson, David, is it a quick and easy process if I was a credit union that never even offered any mortgage programs to get up and running?
For sure. And I can step on that a second. We offer a proprietary mortgage link and help design the landing page for the credit union. And typically we find, if it has a direct relationship to asset size. So if you're an $8 million or $10 million credit union, you're running everything. So that particular person or credit union may just want to have all applications flow through that link, and then they go through. And Bryce, if you want to hop on that Dave Matega and then show the left-hand side, we can show how you would process it. So you would go through the app, we would teach the training piece, and then you can scroll down to the bottom where it says submitted to pivot. And you literally click that button and it pushes the file over. We assign a loan officer to you. We take it and run. There are pieces in between there that you have to do for RESPA compliance, super easy, but you have literally probably 15 minutes into the file. And then, we just ask that you maintain that communication with us. So if we have questions, and you guys know the member more than we do, but it's very, very, very easy. As you progress up to maybe like the 300 million asset size, same process, but then we do allow for file transfers from their LOS systems. So whether they use the proprietary link or they just save the MISMO file from their LOS and then just upload it right into the system, we allow that. And then for some of the more sophisticated credit unions that have experience, we do allow you to pull, and you see where it says order credit on the left. You can order a soft pull, so it doesn't affect the credit score. We pay for it. And then you can look at it and evaluate if you want to keep it in your portfolio and say, you know what, this is one you actually want to keep, a credit score 50% down. Then what we do is right below that order credit is request for withdrawal. And then you would send that in and just say, hey, we're keeping this as a portfolio loan. The soft credit looks great, and then we move on. So you can actually use this and ride the rails on that piece for your own production.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, good question.
Does
Does
it
anyone
look
have
like?
any
Christine, thank you. Yeah, that's
it.
that is, that's the high level. So if there's any interest or conversations or questions, happy to have a discussion and share the solution and provide referrals that utilize it. So appreciate the time this morning, Christine.
Yep.
and Dean, and look forward to talk with people in the future.
And also appreciate the time. I know we ran over a little bit, so thanks. One last thing is we do have under additional services, credit repair. We have private student loan lending. We have several new vendors coming on. Our idea is to take it from Amazon as a bookstore to Amazon as what you see today. So a year from now, underneath there, you're probably going to have 15 different selections of companies that are help strengthen credit unions. We also have a mortgage academy that's coming out that allows your credit union to take a teller to a home equity lender to a first mortgage to servicing, fundamental lending that you guys can log into and use our academy. So more to come. Thanks, everybody.
Great, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I will share your emails with everyone at the end of the program. Thank you for your time this morning. And to move right along, our next presenter is going to be Jeff Muglia from Tito 5G. Jeff has been supporting credit unions nationally, dating back for 20 years. Jeff was at Sprint and managed the Sprint cell phone program for credit unions and members for about 15 years, driving non-interest income to credit unions, offering members discounted cellular services, and at the same time driving membership. Jeff has recently joined Tito 5G, which assists property owners and technology companies come together to build a mutual beneficial long-term business relationship. The goal is to, again, drive non-interest income to the credit union, increase membership, and assist the communities that you serve. Jeff, it is all yours. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dean. I appreciate the introduction. I'm trying to get rid of some stuff on my screen here, and I'm having a problem. So I'm going to go ahead and keep moving forward. So thank you. I don't know if you can see my screen. If that's visible. Okay, good. So my name is Jeff Muglia, and I'm with Tito 5G. We have a product called Connection Central, and what we're really focused in on is the ability to drive non-interest income to the credit unions. So that's our goal here. I worked for Sprint in the past. So if you are part of the Sprint credit union cell phone program, I was the Sprint guy. So I managed that for about 15 years. It was a great run and really enjoyed it. Unfortunately, after the merger with T-Mobile, T-Mobile decided not to continue that program. So I've moved on, and I'm over here at Teto 5G, and we believe we've got a great solution, again, to drive that, non-interest income. I'll talk a little bit about the company, a little bit about our business plan, and then a little bit about the revenue or the income opportunities. So what you see on the left side of the page here is our structure. We call this a smart hub, and it houses multiple technologies. Our goal is to install, tens of thousands of these nationally, where people work, shop, eat, invest, right? So everywhere. So rural credit unions are equally as important as metro and urban. And so don't think because you're, maybe a little remote that it's not of interest, because it is. You're looking at 5G and all the cell phone carriers looking at broadband equity. You think about electric vehicle charging, which we have at the bottom of this structure. The EV charging obviously needs to expand nationally. We have digital signage on the structure. We have digitally enabled services off the structure. And then at the top of this is your cellular 5G providers. There is no cost to you at the credit union for any of this. So no CapEx, no OpEx. We own the structure. We at Teto 5G own the structure. We then lease floor space basically to the different providers and share that revenue with you in the form of non-interest income. Globally, if we look on the right side of this slide, or nationally, we need 1.2 million new small cells by 2025. So that's coming up really quick. So 5G doesn't travel as far as 4G. You can have a single 4G tower. You see them on the side of the freeway. They're a couple of 100 feet tall. That can give you 1 to 2 miles of coverage for a single structure. In the 5G world, you get about 1/10 of a mile. So you need about 20 of these 5G small cells to cover a square mile. Whereas, traditionally in the 4G, 3G world, one tower could cover up to 2 miles. So densification is key here. They need a lot of locations. They need a lot of quality partners, and that's where the credit unions. Same thing with electrical vehicle charging. You're looking at, another 1.2 million cells in the next 7 or 8 years. So again, there's rapid expansion there. They, again, are looking for quality retail / commercial locations, which the credit unions should, be perfect for them. Our business model is to gain site hosts. Site hosts are you, the folks that own your buildings. Or if you're in a triple net lease, you have some freedoms and flexibilities. We'll have to work with the landlord. But because you may own a branch, that would be great. But if you lease a branch, we'll be able to work with the landlord as well. So we take our site hosts, we put those properties into our portfolio of properties. We have close to 100,000 properties in this portfolio currently. We work with companies like Burger King, Dollar General, Dunkin' Donuts, Marriott Hotels. Those are the folks that are in this portfolio of properties. We do some basic engineering. Basically, give me your address. Is it a single story, 2-story, 3-story building? Is it freestanding, or is it in a strip mall type of situation? And then with that, we can determine what the best approach to take is when we contact the cellular providers and the EV providers. So our connection central is that structure we saw earlier, the light post with the multiple technologies. However, not every credit union has room in a parking lot for another light pole. So we also have roof mount options, roof or side of the building mount. Once we have this portfolio built, we are in contact with all of the providers, your big three, Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile. But then you've got companies like Comcast and Charter firing up mobile networks. We work with them to help within their expansion. We're both proactive and reactive. On a reactive basis, they come to us and say, here's where we're expanding. Do you have any partners in this area? On a proactive approach, we'll take a look at certain markets where we have a lot of partners and say, hey, have you ever thought of deploying 5G here? We've got multiple locations. We've got enough to really build out a strong network. So we're at 2 angles when we come to these providers. Same thing holds true with the electric vehicle providers. Benefits as we see it for the credit union, non-interest income. Obviously, each one of these providers will drive income. On the 5G side, the great thing is on a single structure, we can have up to 5 providers. So we can have the big 3 and some of the regional or local or cable company providers on a single structure, or we can have a couple providers with multiple technology. So we can put 4G, 5G on these towers. And it limits our exposure to the different carriers. But again, all those technologies are going to drive that net interest income. We're confident we can get higher lease rates, and we've seen that because we bring all this, all this information to the carrier. So we do the due diligence for them. Opens new IT capabilities for the credit union. So you don't have to become a customer of anybody on that structure. However, if you want to, it's right there in your parking lot, right? So if you want to use 5G as your wireless backup, you probably have fiber currently to the building. But if that fiber gets cut, a lot of the router modem manufacturers are now putting 5G chipsets in them, like Cradlepoint and Peplink and Meraki. They've all now have 5G capabilities. So use that as failover, or use that as the primary and maybe a cable company as a failover, save yourself some money. We also look at it as ESG friendly with electric vehicle charging and the broadband equity. It'll improve the public and member perception of the credit union because all of a sudden they've got 5G in their community where they hadn't had it before, and they'll know that you are supporting that initiative. And we think we can drive membership. We saw that with the Sprint cell phone program. We drove a significant amount of new credit union membership because they had to be a member to get the Sprint deal. We think with this solution, as they're sitting in your parking lot charging your vehicle, why not come into the credit union, find out what products and services that you have, like the mortgages we just talked about, and pick up some additional membership or some additional business from your existing members. The reason the cell phone carriers love the credit unions because they can build out quicker, better, faster, cheaper. Chances are you have fiber to your building so that we can pair off that. We do not have you pay for that. It is separately metered. It's a separate line that goes out to our structure. We can improve the public member perception. Obviously, if I'm one of the carriers and now I've got that great 5G experience in the parking lot there, which then goes into the community, I will be looked at more favorably. And then it furthers the broadband equity. So for the underserved communities that don't have the broadband that some of the larger metro areas have, that helps with that program that the government is funding. And then we can just deliver, the 5G speed and really the overall 5G experience to the community. This is what structures look like. We are partnered with a company called CompTech. CompTech is in Aurora, Colorado. They build all the structures there in Aurora. We kit them. All the electronics are put in the pole at the factory. So when we get to your site to do the installation, it's very quick, half a day to a day. We do all that permitting. We do all the work. So if there's any permits that need to be pulled, if there's any restrictions we need to be careful about, we'll do all of that. Again, there's no cost to you. We don't want to put you in the technology business. Stick with your core competency. We'll handle this. Obviously, we'll be coordinating with you on the installation, the placement of the antenna, and the placement of the EV charging, base units. But we'll handle all the permitting and engineering, installation, maintenance, upgrades, all. So the different services on the structure, starting at the bottom, is our EV charging stations, digital signage where it's available. We do have a light that hangs off this. Your 5G carriers are up here at the top and Wi-Fi. And then at the very top, we've got our digitally enabled services, which are things like, some of the municipalities will want to become a customer of ours because they would like to do things like license plate reading, gunshot detection. Some of the municipalities like the services because the municipalities can do things like traffic flows, traffic congestion, traffic pattern, like kind of. So these are the different technologies that are on the structure, again, that we share that revenue with you. We're also able to match the brand. So depending on what your existing light structures look like in your parking lot, we have multiple options. We can get real close, if not the exact same structure on the pole. And we can also paint these to match your brand. Currently, we're doing a pilot with Michigan State University Federal Credit Union, April and her team. They are going to be green and white, right? So that's MSU colors. We are putting a structure at one of their locations in Clawson, Michigan. and or in Commerce, Michigan, and that'll match the brand MSUFC. These are the structures at a show that we did earlier this year, back in April, in Denver. So you can see the different structures, how they're painted, how they're kitted, they're white, they're dark, they have digital signage hanging off them. We've got EV charging at the bottom, then your cell phone carriers and your digitally enabled services up here. This is a rendering that we did for Ent Credit Union. They're in Colorado. They were going to be our pilot initially before MSU stepped up. But you can see here how we match their brand colors. So they're brown, painted the pole brown. We've got our cell phone carriers at the top, our signage, our EV charging. And then the EV charging companies, you know, if they determine you're in a very busy area, then maybe there's a lot of EV registrations and not a lot of chargers, we can add additional base units to the structure. So here you can see in this rendering, we can charge 6 vehicles simultaneously. These are a couple of the poles out in the wild. The one on the left here is in Southern California. That's actually at the Verizon regional headquarters. And you can see how the structure is built. And you can see these access doors on the side, which are important. Once this pole is installed, and if there's any maintenance that needs to be done, or the carriers upgrade their electronics to 6G, 7G, etc., they don't have to bother you with the credit union. We don't have to get into the IT closet of the branches. They can service everything they need to do from the pole itself. The center pole is in Portland, Oregon. They asked us to create a pole that looks kind of like the communities there, a little bit older. So you can see the light structures are significantly different than on the left. It's painted dark green. You've got your carriers up here at the top. And then the photo on the right, again, just showing the electronics in the structure themselves. If we have to go to roof mount, we also have macro. So we can go to macro sites. These are those 150, 200 foot sites. If some of the carriers want to do 4G or they want to do a low band 5G to get more coverage, those need to be higher in the air. Therefore, the macro sites might make sense. But for your mid band and your millimeter band 5G, the carriers need to be closer to the ground because the coverage doesn't travel as far. So that's where they look at the roof mount or the side. So if there's not room for a pole, we have other options. There's a couple credit unions with some rooftop antennas. You can see they're not gaudy. They're aesthetically fairly pleasing and blend in. If we hung them off the side of the building, we'd probably paint them the same color as the brick or the stucco so that they blend in evenly. Doing business with us is real easy. We have what's called a non-binding site marketing agreement, which I'll show you here. It's a one-page agreement. So it just says, let us market your property. Think of us as a listing broker in a real estate deal. You're the seller. We're going to go out and find you the buyers. We're going to put this thing together. We're going to manage it throughout the life of the deal. And you're going to collect monthly. On the right, this Exhibit A is just real simple. Tell us a little bit about your property. What's the address? You know, do you have fiber there? Is it single story, 2-story? How tall is it? Approximately 20 feet, 25, 30 feet. And that's it. So this non-binding agreement, the reason we like it and the reason that you will love it is because if Verizon comes and knocks on your door a day after we sign this agreement and wants to put a tower in your parking lot, go ahead and talk to them. We're non-binding. So we want to we want to earn your business and bring you business. We don't want to stop you from looking at other opportunities yourself. So again, the non-binding agreement allows you to consider other opportunities, but it also allows us to go out and market properties. And that's it for me. I am all set, Dean and Christine. I guess I'll hand it back to you, see if there's any questions.
Does anyone have any questions for Jeff? I will say, Jeff, that's a great product that you have because you don't have to pay for it, and it serves your members, and you earn interest on it, income on it. So I mean, it's a win-win program.
Thank you.
So I have a question for you, Jeff. Do you have an estimate of how much income, like per pole, that a credit union would earn, or is it based
there's a few factors that go into that. So number one is traffic, right? So the busier area are, the more the providers, and that's all the providers, right? From the EV charging at the bottom to the cell phone guys at the top, they're willing to pay more because of the the proximity. So on the EV chargers, you're looking $75 to $100 per base. So if we had those 3 bases, it could be $300. The cell phone companies on the 5G small cells are paying about $100 a month per carrier, but some of the digital services that go on the pole are paying up to $500 a month. So, a pole could drive $250 to $1,000 a month. And what we do also is over time, let's say we have one provider, Verizon says, hey, I want to put something here. We'll put a tower up. When we do the installation, we run all the fiber and all the power to that pole as if it was fully kitted, because we don't want to bother you guys anymore. So we'll put Verizon up, and now all of a sudden AT&T and T-Mobile are at a competitive disadvantage in that area. We'll co-locate them on that same structure. It'll make it a little taller as we add the antennas, about 2.5, 3 feet per carrier. But we don't have to continue to dig up the ground. So even though we start with maybe one provider at a couple $100 a month, as we add more, we'll put addendums against our lease, and the credit union will share in all the additional solutions that we put on that pole. I did see a question pop up asking about the power. We pay for the power. So we are the customer for the power and for the fiber that drive that pole.
But do you have to carry any added insurance for the
I
towers?
I don't think so. We carry the insurances for that. I don't think there's any additional responsibility on behalf of the credit. And then we service all that as well. So, our vendors service their product, they upgrade their product, they maintain their product. So the other great thing is you'll always have current technology, right? So when 6G comes around, carrier's going to come out to that pole, open their access panel, change out their equipment, and now you've got 6G.
Thank you, Jeff.
Very good. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.
All right, continuing right along with our series, our next presenter is Jim McCabe from Vero Solutions. And Jim has been in marketing and sales positions for over 30 years, and his career has included computer sales to credit unions and other financial institutions throughout the United States for more than 10 years. He has specifically worked for Vero over the last 12 years to expand the use of their unique services within the credit union and automotive markets. Vero has successfully implemented their solutions since 2005. As an executive VP Identity Theft Solutions for Vero, Jim is now focused exclusively on introducing a full suite of member experience solutions for the credit unions throughout the United States. Welcome, Jim.
Thanks very much, Dean. Appreciate that. As a matter of fact, I'm currently here in Spokane, Washington at the Go West Max conference. And so I will be going to that conference right after I finish this presentation and spending a lot of time with credit unions here. Today I really appreciate the opportunity, Christine and Dina provided me here to talk with all of you about an opportunity to bring your members a suite of services and solutions that are so critical for today and what's happening in the world today. And yet this is an amazing non-interest income generator. So while generating non-interest income is a really fantastic program I'll talk to you about in terms of what we're doing. It's something that can help you maximize member engagement. It allows you to actually bring a greater value, overall value to your credit union membership and be much more attractive for growth purposes. And also strengthens the member relationship itself at the core and creates greater loyalty to the credit union. The timing of doing something of this nature couldn't ever be better, I don't think. This is a survey that was just conducted earlier this year. Members are feeling incredible financial stress today. And over 50%, actually almost 60% of people are living paycheck to paycheck. so few people, only 45% actually have any kind of emergency fund out there today. And those that do say they have less than $5,000. And with things that can happen in your life today, that doesn't take much to go through that kind of an emergency fund. So that being said, the timing of bringing something to the members that is of direct savings benefits to them and helps them in their daily lives handle what's going on in the economy today is essential and I think important for credit unions who step up and do more for members typically than any other financial institution can do. I also think it's unnerving to see in the same study that only 13% of adults have a very confident feeling about their the banking system in whole. So this is a great way for the credit unions to actually step up, show themselves to be, that part of the banking system, the financial institutions that does more for people to really help them in this time of need. Another element that is getting worse and worse every year out there today for your members is identity theft and fraud. In 2022, it's increased by 30% over 2021 in terms of the amount of money it's costing consumers to withstand an identity theft or a fraud situation. So in our solution that we bring forth today, you'll see this is a very important part of what we bring that you can bring to your customer, to your member in a way that they could not find anywhere else. So our member experience solutions really consist of a number of ways in which you can incorporate, and this is typically done by credit unions by incorporating a suite of financial and lifestyle benefits into a checking account program. And this really drives the member experience, the member solution itself. In terms of engagement, it drives obviously the opportunity for members to access this via a mobile app with our technology that's integrated into your online banking. The opportunity here also, we've seen credit unions do this to actually replace, and maybe if not replace, reduce substantially what they're seeing as punitive fees for overdraft NSF. And of course, the CFPB is driving this messaging, unfortunately, in social media and in the media itself. This is an opportunity with our program to actually have a positive value message that you go out to the members with in terms of a way in which we can reduce that overall type of program. The recurring non-interest income, again, I think you're going to see with your specific credit unions is something that is very substantial. The credit unions that have our programs in place say it's a vital part of their growth and their financial stability. Recurring residual revenue is something that's important for any credit union. I think, however, it's important to also note that you want to have reasons for the members to turn to your credit union beyond just as a source of a financial resource. Expand the relationship with much needed lifestyle savings and some unparalleled benefits. You can actually also bring them protection for their identities and financial well-being with enhanced securities with this program that includes their families, as well as protecting their livelihood. Everybody's cell phones typically is no more than a few feet away constantly. Everybody's in use of them, but to protect those phones and provide ways in which they can be always in good use and fully functional is important, as well as, again, the idea of telehealth today. So our program has access to these services via a mobile app that is, again, integrated into your online banking, that literally they're a widget away from accessing the services that I'll tell you about today that are incorporated into their account. This includes a suite of financial wellness tools, and these tools are really about the overall increase in the awareness and education of your member in terms of how to manage their own financial wealth and health of their finances. There's a series and a suite of credit monitoring services, credit scores and reports, even credit simulators that help them identify ways in which they can increase and improve their own credit scores. We also integrate into this solution dark web monitoring to supplement and complement the credit monitoring. And in today's world, that's critical because criminals know most people have some form of credit monitoring going on. So they're actually attacking people in ways that does not set off their credit alarm. That's why dark web monitoring comes into place so importantly. as well as identity monitoring itself. But all of this means nothing without some kind of what we call fully managed resolution service, because all the monitoring in the world is not going to guarantee you stop identity theft, and it won't fix identity theft. So we have a very comprehensive, fully managed identity theft recovery restoration service that guarantees your member getting back to what we call pre-victim status for any form of ID theft or fraud that could happen to them or their family. We also bring $10,000 worth of ID theft fraud expense reimbursement insurance. We have debit and credit card registration and a suite of financial coaching, calculators, quizzes. Again, it's all about driving the awareness and education of the member about their own financial well-being with these kinds of services and protecting them on a day-to-day basis. The ability to, when we roll this into a checking account program, make those credit services accessible immediately is done through a new technology we're implementing and have used successfully in the last couple of years for automatic enrollment for those credit benefits. We get up to 95% or better activation and enrollment through this particular process, and it's been very, very successful. We complement all of those financial wellness tools with a bunch of what we call lifestyle benefits. And this is, again, to amp up the overall value proposition and member engagement. We have cell phone protection, which I'll talk more about in just a second. We have a debit advantage benefit that actually extends the warranty on products purchased with your debit card by your member. This has been extremely successful across the country. We also have the ability to bring $10,000 worth of AD&D insurance. We have an app as part of our overall mobile app that accesses through a concierge service, entertainment, dining, travel, and leisure discounts. This literally can save people $20, $30, $40 a month in actual savings for retail establishments within a given GPS radius that they can set for entertainment, retail establishments, dining, whatever they choose. We also have shopping rewards that are possible if you don't already have that in place. We have a roadside assistance program 24/7 in today's world. Because of the economy, a lot of people are putting off their car repairs and fixes that they should be doing, but they're not. So they're putting themselves at risk of being remote and have something happen. So this roadside assistance is just another way in which you can lend them a hand in these tough times to help them financially when they face those roadside scenarios. We have a rideshare protection opportunity for actually protecting with insurance. Folks don't realize most of their insurance policies, if not almost everybody's insurance, does not include coverage if you're in a rideshare accident. So that's just another added way in which you can help them. And then we have some health discount savings, which I'll talk more about in the way of our telehealth program in just a second. The mobile phone repair insurance is a incredible success we've had across the country in adding this to a particular account with the credit unions. This covers accidental damage, mechanical breakdown, and theft. It's rare to find a program like this that includes theft in today's world. This includes all those things. It's really a means by which the member has access annually, and this rolls over every year, year after year. They have access to $900 worth of value of insurance to utilize to get their phone repaired. So many people put off fixing their phone because it's $100 or $200, and they just try to keep using it, even though it's malfunctioning on them in some way, shape, or form. This is a way for the members to utilize this insurance. It also can be utilized as a secondary insurance. Many people have, through their wireless provider insurance they may be paying. This can be a substitute for that insurance, or it can be a complement to that insurance. So if they have a high deductible on a particular insurance program, this can actually cover deductibles as well. So this has been an extremely successful program. It's one that only can be used by the member if they pay for their phone bill monthly with their debit card. So another way to drive transaction interchange exchange rates with what you're doing with your credit union. Our telehealth program is something that was just launched within about the last year. This is skyrocketing in terms of its utilization and its effectiveness with credit unions and putting this to their members. It's 24/7, 365 telehealth, no cost, no copay, no insurance necessary. And that is so important in today's world. So many people do not want to walk into an urgent care facility. They don't want to walk into the emergency room. They don't want to go anywhere near the hospitals. This is a way in which very effectively they can get physicians and therapists via phone, web, or mobile app in English or Spanish, get diagnosis, treatment, prescriptions, and second opinions. This covers anything imaginable that you would go into an urgent care or emergency room for in terms of help. This also covers behavioral care. That's been a critical point since COVID. A lot of people are requiring this kind of support and help. And we have a really strong, highly discounted prescription and lab testing opportunity for members to save money in that area, which is becoming more and more costly for people. So I can't stress enough, if members tried to access this service outside this program I'm talking to you about, it would cost them in upwards of $30 to $40 a month or more. And you're going to see in a moment that how you bring it to them is incredible in terms of the value proposition. So we're talking about the opportunity to take a suite of financial wellness tools, a suite of consumer lifestyle benefits, and you mix and match whichever components you want to bring to your member base in the form of a value proposition they could not find anywhere else. If you were to take all of the financial wellness tools and select all of the consumer benefits, our overall cost to the credit union on a monthly basis per member on board with the program is around around $2.50 a month. Look at all the things on this page, $2.50 a month. That's what it's costing to bring. What credit unions do around the United States is they roll this program out, incorporate it into their checking account, and they create a nominal checking account fee of $5, $6, $7. Some are actually looking at $8 and $9, because the overall value proposition of this package comprehensive is well over $100 and upwards of $150 that it would cost your member to find these services and pay for them on their own. And you can bring this program to them at $5, $6, $7. This is why we're getting 90% participation rates with the credit unions that we rolled this out with in terms of the checking account onboarding program. There are some credit unions that rolled this program out actually during COVID, and they had enormous success with it. They did it because they felt as though the members were in dire need of having something to protect them. During COVID, there was rampant ID theft going on, and lots of people were being attacked. And they just felt as though there was a need to bring them some kind of, again, a positive statement of what was going on in the world with some positive savings. This particular credit union is actually out of Connecticut. They rolled this program out to a little over 6,900 checking accounts and had over 86% participation rates. They are achieving over $30,000 a month in non-interest income as a result of this program. And they've seen some real strong dynamic growth in their checking account program over the last couple of years. Another credit union in the mid-central state, is actually in Oklahoma. They roll our program out to a little over 19,000 checking accounts. And they rolled this program out with a success rate of over 98%, and they're charging a $5 fee for that account, achieving over $69,000 a month in non-interest income. Now, many of you are credit unions that might be much smaller than these two examples. I could give you dozens of examples of other smaller credit unions who will tell you that undoubtedly this non-interest income that they achieve and they could be achieving $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a month. But for them, it's vital to this. But also, they over and over again, they talk about how this has increased overall engagement. What many of the credit unions are doing that we're rolling out these programs on those fees is they're also driving member behavior. They actually will allow the member that if they perform 25 swipes of their debit card a month, that fee is waived. Some who want to create increased deposits are telling people do direct deposit with us of X dollar amount minimum, or maintain a minimum of X dollar amounts in your account in the form of a deposit, and we will waive that fee. So there's all different kinds of ways in which this can actually help support and drive other objectives within the credit union. So in terms of our steps here, what I would recommend is that I can provide a custom presentation to any of you that would be specific to what your credit union might be facing out there today with your members. Talk about different ways in which we can bring these programs to bear in terms of being very competitive in your market. So you want to take a look at what's happening with other checking accounts in your specific market area, and what people are charging for accounts and what they may be doing to what in the way of offering services of anything that would compare to this, and then strategizing this new account to roll this out with not only a significant non-interest income opportunity, but also to maximize that member engagement, create greater financial stability for the future, and then growth. We actually rolled this program out to a very large credit union within the last year. They saw a over 10% increase in their growth of that checking account in 1 year as a result of this program. So it can happen, and it's very, very dynamic in terms of what it can do to give you the marketing ability to draw increase to your membership base, but also reinforce the strength and relationship with your existing member base. When we do this presentation to you personally, I'll also give you the chance to demonstrate and utilize on a sample basis that mobile app, so you can see the actual experience your members would have in accessing their credit scores through that, accessing all kinds of discounts and benefits through that concierge service we talked about. So in essence, today I just wanted to again bring you a solution that not only can help you drive non-interest income, which is critical for today. Now, liquidity is a big problem for almost every credit union, no matter what their size is, that I'm hearing today. That came up in 3 conversations I had last night at the welcoming reception conference here. So our bottom line is non-interest income is critical, but I believe also this program is even more critical when you talk about what you want to do to drive member engagement, create a positive messaging to your members out there today, and bring them something beyond the walls of the credit union that helps their life, helps them in this time of economic struggle to do better. And again, when you're talking about also protecting identities and financial well-being, it's skyrocketing today. So many people are being affected by breaches. You see what happened in Las Vegas with if anybody can break into casinos and steal information out of casinos, they can break into any institution out there today. Another thing that our program brings is breach protection to your institution. It's a byproduct of our solution. We also not only protect your members, we bring protection to the institution as a whole as well. That's a byproduct of our program. So I'll leave it at that. That's my messaging for today, and I'll open up for questions, Christine.
Wow, well, James, that is a lot of additional revenue a credit union can make with just a checking account, something very simple.
Yep.
That's great. Does anyone have any questions? And it seems like it's quick and easy to set up for a credit union as well.
Well, it's a program that is dedicated to be very member friendly. We do it's a 90-day roll-up period minimum, because we do what's called a member awareness campaign that takes place before you even launch this program. And that campaign is kind of a coming attractions program that sends messaging to the member that we're going to take a stand on what's happening in the world today. We know you're suffering and we know you're hurting out there. We're going to do things to bring you programs that are going to make your life easier and better, and in a way that you cannot find anywhere else except through your credit union that you trust. And then those messages go out. It talks about what we're doing in the way of protecting them in the world from identity theft and fraud. It talks about protecting their mobile phone, talk about protecting their family in case anything happens to their family in the way of identity theft or fraud. It talks about telehealth in the way of telehealth and how scary it is today to actually, try to handle the rising cost of medical care and what this does for them. So all those little coming attractions take place before we even launch and announce the program as part of their checking account. So in their minds, they're creating a value proposition because they know what typically these things cost in the world. And they're thinking this is going to be an enormous cost. And when they see that it's a $5, $6, $7 a month fee, that's why we're getting well over 90% participation rates from the members.
That's great. Anybody else have any questions? No. Okay. Well, I want to, as we leave this roundtable with the valuable takeaways and new perspectives and stronger connections within our credit union community, it is clear that by working together, we have the ability to overcome obstacles, drive innovations, and create a brighter future for our small credit unions. We encourage you to take the insights shared today and on our previous presentations and continue the conversations within your own credit unions. Let us use what we've learned to adapt, grow, and better serve our members. We would like to express our heartfelt appreciation to our guest speakers and everyone else who helped make this event successful. Please stay in touch with your association because we are committed to providing ongoing assistance and resources to help your credit union thrive. Thank you once again for being an important part of this roundtable event. Remember, we have recorded all the sessions for you to review at a later time. Thank you.
Thank you,
For the
everyone.
opportunity.
Thanks, Christine. Thanks, Dean.
Thank you.
All right, everyone have a great afternoon.
Thank you.